Hello, and welcome to the Dual Rider YouTube channel. It is July 4th, and we are out on the bike today, riding a little bit of that freedom before the cookout and festivities later today. I've got a couple of hours and a bit of a special ride planned, and I do also have a confession to make. I have something to get off my chest, but before I do, I'm going to do something that I have never done before. I'm switching my camera over to 4K. There we go. That should look a little better. Now, I think I've got a pretty good reason why I haven't used 4K in the past. The smaller file size of 1080p means that I don't have to worry about switching SD cards mid-ride, and it's significantly easier on my hard drive storage space and computer processing power when it comes to editing videos. Until now, I just haven't felt that the benefit outweighed the drawbacks. But for various reasons, which I don't really need to get into, I'm going to try out 4K and see how it goes. Let me know in the comments if you appreciate the 4K or if you really couldn't care less. I would like to know. And now comes the hard part. You see, I've been lying to you. Yes, that's right. I know, it's shocking to think that you can't always trust what you see on the internet. So pick yourself up off the floor and I'll tell you my secret. You see, back when I started YouTube 9 years ago, I posted a video titled DR650 First Ride. It was back in 2016 when I just got my DR650 fresh off the showroom floor, and the video shows my very first off-road experience with it. I ended up drowning it in a large mud puddle and having to have my wife come and pick me up. Also, if you're looking for that video, it isn't on this channel. It's on my very first YouTube channel, DR Adam, following my adventures on said DR650. I'll post a link in the description. But anyway, here's the lie. That wasn't my first off-road experience with the DR650. Dun dun dun! I did go on another ride before that. And just as I was brand new to off-road riding, I was also new to filming with a GoPro, so I didn't get the camera angle right at all, and I considered the video unusable. But that's no excuse. I still lied, and I just feel terrible about it. Now, before you go calling the YouTube police on me, you should know that I'm not done yet. I felt bad about the DR650 video, but not bad enough, apparently, because I did basically the exact same thing in 2020 when I posted my first ride on the CRF250 Rally video. That wasn't my first ride on the CRF250 Rally. Dun dun dun! But I feel like today is a redemption. Today, I'm going to show you where I actually took those two bikes on their first rides. And no, I have not yet taken the KLR on this ride. It is somewhat of a maiden voyage, so I hope that in some way this makes it up to you just a little bit. To help the healing process along, I'm even going to tell you where I am today. I don't always do this for obvious reasons, but I don't feel like I'm giving away any secrets here because this is a pretty public area. I think a lot of people know about it, and it's out there on the internet. This is Chick Hill in Clifton, Maine. It's not a particularly challenging trail. As a matter of fact, I brought my truck up here last fall with no issues. It does get pretty steep in some sections, and I have seen it in various stages of disrepair, but for the last few years, it's been pretty well maintained. It's a cool little ride with a great view at the top, and definitely worth doing. So let's charge up this hill and see what's up there. there we are. Not a bad ride and not a bad spot. And yes, I know there's an area here where people have had fires. I really don't think this is a legal camping area, though. Not someplace that I would stay just for that reason. It would be pretty cool, but for me, this is just a quick ride, enjoy the view, and then head back home. And the wind proved to be just a little too much for my camera. Ooh, I am not happy walking over to pick that up. Yep, big crack right in the lens. Luckily, these are replaceable, so not a big deal. And really, things could have been a lot worse. It's really hard to complain up here. Anyway, stayed up here for a while, enjoyed the view, got some footage, and then it's time to get geared up and head back down the hill. And I try and be careful here on these really steep downhill sections. The KLR is a big, heavy bike, and I don't want to get too much momentum to the point where, hit the brakes and wash out. Or in my case, I do have ABS on this model, and you cannot turn it off. So you have to be careful that you don't get in a situation where you're going too fast and that ABS kicks on and it won't let you stop. So I go very slow, very cautiously. Also, I don't want to use the brakes too much and get them heated up to the point where you get brake fade. So I try and alternate front and back brakes where I can. That's not always possible. There are plenty of steep, loose sections where you have to rely mostly on that back brake so the front doesn't lock up and wash out. But on areas where it's a little harder and I rely more on the front so I can let off the back and let it cool down a bit, and that's just kind of balancing things out as you go. So anyway, I hope you forgive me for my previous transgressions, and I hope you enjoyed your 4th of July. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that like button. If you're not subscribed, please consider it. And if you are subscribed, then I will see you next time.